Election shooting incident, Ishao Yaro has denied claims they were harboring arms at the residence of the NDC parliamentary candidate.
No, we don't have any arms. We don't have any arms. If you have arms, they cannot fight us because we are many more than them. We don't have any arms.
Former GFA boss Kwesi Nyantakyi breaks his silence for the first time, detailing circumstances leading to his acceptance of monies from the Tiger IPI team in Dubai, describing the operation similar to ISIS.
Dubai, no, that money he claims is $65,000. It has to be proven because I received $40,000.
We have details as police arrest 6 persons in connection with Swale's death.
In addition to that, 3 other persons that we believe may have information relating to that matter have been questioned and have been given statement forms to give that statement to the police.
2 men in police custody for beating their 27-year-old houseboy to death in Sotum. More as some eyewitnesses say the deceased was handcuffed to a pillar and pounded many times with a pistol.
He was handcuffed to a pillar in the house, and then they were using fufu stick about this feet and then some brick stones to hit the guy.
And in business, the Securities and Exchange Commission to complete cleanup of the capital and investment space by the end of this year.
And later in sports, former Ghana Football Association President Kwesi Nyantakyi reveals some members within the Ghana Football Association masterminded his downfall.
We have all that and more coming up here. Plus, Forestry Commission causes arrest of at least 15 members of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, including military officers, ensuring a land reclamation exercise in the Korbo Forest Reserve. You may want to join us with your thoughts and comments via WhatsApp on 0244 340 437. I am MFA Pau.
And my name is Evans.
From the Ashanti region, because a confusion broke out between guards from the Forestry Commission accompanied by fully armed military police and members of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining in the Korbo Forest Reserve in the Ashanti region. At least 15 members of the task force, including military officers, have been marched to Jacobi District Police for interrogation by the guards. Forestry Commission officials destroyed camps being used as shelter by officials undertaking the reclamation exercise. Francis Asibi Abu is leader of the Interministerial Task Force.
Necessary. It was uncalled for. Somebody only wanted to create unnecessary panic, create unnecessary tension. And so viewers, we all know, if anybody travels along these areas that we are talking about, this is not the time that somebody should even be saying that somebody must know before. In fact, they should have even known at the time that the people were entering the place. Where were they? Were they informed before the illegal people went there? And so today, if recognized institutions are working together to restore the system, and then another person rises up to say that I was not aware, meanwhile it is your own outfit and the outfit is collapsing, what are we talking about? You see, there is something wrong. And I think we all just have to say that it is not right. It is not right at all.
So have your men been released?
Actually, my men, they were only withdrawn from the site. And then it is like the police command had an issue. The DC himself also thought it was without his permission that the people were there. And so we needed to pass through certain due process. And so they were actually withdrawn. It was not an issue of arrest.
But have they been restored?
Currently they are with me here. All 3 military men, the National Association for Illegal small-scale miners, all 9 of them have been released, even though a statement has been given to the police in respect of them.
So that's Francis Asibi Abu. He's the leader of the Interministerial Task Force, chatting with my colleague Erastus Asare Donko. Thankfully, he joins us on the line to give us a clear understanding of what this is all about. Erastus, so what triggered the misunderstanding between the 2 groups?
Well, so if you know the genesis of this problem, it started with the Korbo Forest devastation. If you remember, Heritage Imperial Mining Company went in there with a prospecting license signed by the Minister for Lands. That was when the ban was in place. Then they went in there, but they were not doing prospecting. They were doing full-scale mining. We do understand that the Operation Vanguard people went there. They could not stop them. The Interministerial Force went in there, and this time around they decided to seize their equipment and stop them completely. And subsequently, the Lands Minister went in there to revoke their license. Now, they claim they have permission from the Forestry Commission whilst they were doing that full-scale mining. Now, the Interministerial Task Force set up some structures, temporary structures over there, and gave a contract to a mining company named Cadmo to reclaim the forest lands. And now, so this morning, we had a team of armed military police coming in to the site and disarming the military men who are part of the Interministerial Task Force, arresting them, and also arresting the 9-member task force of the Small Scale Association who are also with the Interministerial Task Force, and the workers who were on site. And they claim that they have orders from the Forestry Commissioner that they cannot go in there without the permission of the Forestry Commission. And so it generated some heated argument between the two agencies of government, one insisting that they should have come to them for permission to enter the forest before they could even set up any structures, and so they will not allow them to work. And the other indicating that, well, you allowed the illegal mining in the forest reserve in the first place. We came to stop it, and we are continuing with reclamation efforts, so we don't need further permission. And that was the commotion that went on there. The officers were brought to the Jakobu police station, placed behind counterback for some time until further negotiations they were released.
Russell, just clarity. So the Forestry Commission officials came with the military. Who effected the arrest? The military men picked up the Interministerial Task Force team?
Yes, the military police personnel armed. There were about 10 of them. They picked up the 2 military personnel who were part of the Interministerial Task Force and were guarding the work at the site. They also picked up 9 of the task force of the small-scale miners who are a detachment of the Interministerial Task Force as well, plus the workers who were working on site. They brought all of them together with the equipment and everything to the Jakobu police station.
So this Interministerial Task Force, would you say that they were there illegally? Why would they be arrested?
That is the problem. They were there not illegally, according to the officers. And in fact, there's been some back and forth between the powers that be, calls from the Flagstaff House, calls from the secretary to the Interministerial Task Force himself, calls from the military hierarchy themselves. But still, the police said they will not yield because they are not taking orders from anybody from a Flagstaff House, or for that matter, they are not working under them. And so they wait till they receive orders from the Forestry Commissioner himself, indicating that they should let them go before they allow them. Even after they went into a closed-door meeting with the DCE for the area, the one Charles Owusu, who led the Forestry Commission team to the place, said that even if they go there 1,000 times to reclaim the land, they will arrest them 1,000 times until they write formally to the Forestry Commission as Interministerial Task Force to ask for permission to enter the forest.
So it looks like there's a lot of power play in this issue. Is that the case?
Exactly, and it all stems from what I'm learning. In fact, there are certain powers that be who have vested interest in the Kobro forest illegality that went on. Remember, a lot of gold was seized over there. The devastation is so huge. They claim that the mineral deposits in that part of the forest is huge. And so there are unseen powers with vested interest in that particular portion of the forest who are ready to go back to mining with any opportunity they get.
And you talk about your camera being, for instance, it was confiscated at a point by the team. Why would they do that?
I'm at a loss because then the Forestry Commission Task Force with the military police came with a cameraman, a media person. They allowed him to film what was going on. But when I raised my camera to film what was going on, about 4 armed military men approached me and asked me to stop. And then subsequently they asked me to delete the videos. When I protested, they said, well, that cameraman is working with them. The media person is working with them, but they do not know me. And so I have to delete my pictures. And subsequently, they gave me back my camera.
But there's some history to illegal mining at this Korbo Forest Reserve. This is not the first time we're hearing about this, issue relating to Korbo Forest Reserve. What really is the case?
Well, you see, there are certain powers that be that are so, I don't know why, but I know that they say that forest reserve is very, very gold, and that is why people are so interested. If you remember, that Heritage Imperial Mining Company did not have the necessary papers to mine. In fact, they had a prospecting license signed by the lands minister at a time when there was a ban on small-scale mining. And he went in there with over 20 excavators. The Forestry Commission says they did not have any problem because they gave them permits since their prospecting license was signed by the lands minister. And so he also went there, took advantage of it, and started mining. So you can count a large area of illegal mining sites in there that people were mining at that time.
Erastus, I'm grateful for that report. Thankfully, we've just been joined by the Chief Executive Officer of the Forestry Commission, Kojo Usefriye, is on the line with us. Mr. Usefriye, I'm grateful for your time here on Newsnight. So, has this incident come to your attention?
Yes. Good evening, my brother. For the last few weeks, we had reports from our district office in Bekwai that some illegal activities were going on in the Pramprama forest, specifically the Kobro area. And so my officers went there to ascertain whether or not the information we had was true. They encountered some soldiers who drove them away and would not allow them to go there. They also realized that those people were putting up structures that had been destroyed by the interministerial group who went there some time ago, and that these people were, putting them up with lighting, with a view to, as it were, staying in the forest in the night and doing their illegal activities. When we checked, we were then, confronted with a situation where these people were doing galamsey, and then one of the companies purported to be doing reclamation. But let me put it on record that initially when the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources directed the Forestry Commission to undertake reclamation exercises, it received a lot of problems. And so I went to see His Excellency the President and assured him that we had withdrawn every license or permit that we are giving to persons to undertake reclamation exercises. And so for a Forestry Commission, we do not have anybody with any valid permit to undertake any reclamation exercises. But these persons, purported to be have been allowed to undertake these exercises without Forestry Commission giving them any permit to either enter our forest or even to do any reclamation exercise. The other company we also noted was doing illegal mining activities in the area, but were being protected by these soldiers. So because the soldiers were armed and we could not confront them because any time that our guys had gone there, they had been repelled. We then sought the protection and the permission from the armed forces. I wrote to them that we wanted them to assist us to go and then arrest these soldiers from this area and to drive away these illegal activities that were going on. And let me also add that I am aware that there had been an instruction that all soldiers be removed from mining sites and to stop protecting people who were undertaking such activities. And so as far as we are concerned, these people were illegally in the forest, undertaking their job in the night, the wee hours of the night, and without any permission whatsoever from the Forestry Commission or from any other person. And that is why I instructed that they'll be arrested, and then those who are civilians, we will prosecute them. And that we have reported the matter to the police. So we are doing a very legitimate, job. We will not allow anybody to enter the forest for purposes of doing any illegal activities, i.e. galamsey or any reclamation. If anybody should do reclamation, it should come from my ministry and then specifically by the Forestry Commission. But I'm not going to allow anybody to get into the forest and get away with murder. We are not going to allow that.
And this group, and this is a challenge even now, because they had gone there with journalists claiming to be acting on the powers of the Interministerial Task Force. Because of your own status in government, I'm wondering whether you've checked with your colleagues' interministerial group to check if indeed they had the authority to go there and reclaim that particular land.
Well, I'm not aware of any interministerial group having asked people to go to the forest to do any reclamation. They know what to do. If they want people to go into the forest and do reclamation, they will need a permit from the Forestry Commission to enable them to go there. I have not received any such request by anybody who purports or claims himself to be acting from or for and on behalf of the interministerial group. I have not received any such request. And if we had received it, we would have, looked at it and we would have, liaised with the powers that be. I have not. And as far as I'm concerned, anybody who is there illegally, and we will drive them away. If they go there 10 times, we'll drive them away 10 times. Until the right thing is done, I am not going to allow anybody to enter the forest without, permission from the Forestry Commission.
So these individuals who were picked up, including the soldiers, they're still behind police bars?
No, the soldiers were supposed to have been brought to Accra. As I speak, I'm trying to get in touch with my men on the ground to see whether or not they are being brought here. But the others, we directed that they should be sent to the Yakubu police station, and I believe that they are being processed over there.
From here, I wonder if you reach out also, just for the sake of clarity and clearing this up, to your colleagues on interministerial group, just to double check really what happened today.
Well, if anybody purports to be acting for and on their behalf, I believe that they will get in touch with us, to inform us that indeed these are their people, and then we will interrogate as to what authority they have to enter the forest and to be putting up structures with a view to sleeping there and doing galamsey in the night. That I am not prepared to allow them to do, whether they are interministerial or whoever they claim to be.
You dispute their claim that they were there for reclamation, not illegal mining.
Oh, they are there. Even if it is for reclamation, they do not have the power to do so until the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources directs me as the CEO of the Forestry Commission to give permit to other people to do so. And I've stated that. Initially, when we asked people to do reclamation, it received a lot of problems from the interministerial committee, stating that people were doing galamsey under the guise of doing reclamation. And in respect of that, I stopped it completely. And we wrote to every company that had been asked to do reclamation to say that we have stopped it, it has been cancelled. And so I cannot, for my life, see whether or not things that were supposed not to be good yesterday could now be good today, for somebody else to have issued, a permit for other people to do so. I do not believe that the interministerial people would issue any permit for anybody to go and do reclamation for something that they had opposed, not quite long ago. So if indeed it is coming from them, it's only time will tell. But I want to see their documents, to see who signed that paper, and then we can all interrogate it.
I'm grateful that you joined us with that explanation. That's Kojo Usifri, he's the Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission, and we're now learning that the Mines and Energy Committee in Parliament are taking an interest in this drama that is still unfolding because, as you know, the soldiers have also been picked up, and as we just heard, they're being sent to Accra. The civilians, he says, will be prosecuted. Let's bring in the ranking member on the Mines and Energy Committee, Adams Mutawakilu. Mutawakilu, is your committee interested in investigating what really happened today? Interministerial task force clashing with the Forestry Commission, and soldiers have been picked up, civilians as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening to our cherished listeners. You realize that the issue of reclamation and using it as a cover-up to do illegal mining was raised by the minority in Parliament many months ago, around July last year, I think so. And I made it clear that government appointees and party faithfuls are those indulging in the illegal mining. And that is why water bodies are still contaminated. The CEO of Forestry Commission argued that it wasn't true, that he has admitted that when they detected it, they did stop it. But I don't think so. This is a well-planned government appointees who have engaged party faithfuls.
Mr. Mutawakilu, we don't have any evidence. I don't certainly have any evidence of that.
I'm coming. I will give you some evidence. I will let you to engage in illegal mining. And we thought the president would have taken a bold decision and wouldn't see such things happening many months after the minority had raised that issues, which has come to be true. Now, listen to the CEO, what he said. That will tell you that even those people they have arrested, it will go nowhere. If they go there 10 times, we'll drive them away. He never emphasized on the fact that that is an illegal act, and the
but that is exactly what he said, that the people will be prosecuted.
I listened to him.
No, he said that. I did the interview.
If he went there, let's wait.
He said the civilians will be prosecuted. The soldiers are being sent to Accra for appropriate measures to be taken against them.
There will not be any appropriate measures.
Very quickly.
Why? Just listen to your reporter. When they wanted to pick them up, your reporter said they were calling at the Flagstaff House. If the seat of government, headed by Nana Akufo-Addo, is where the illegal mining people were calling, exchanging calls, that tells you that the seat of government is aware of such activities. And you wait. In the next few weeks, we'll come up with a list of ministers, CEOs, party chairmen, constituency executives that are being engaged in the illegal mining. And the president cannot do anything about it because the president is powerless. We are working on a document, by the minority is working on it. And when ministers engage in that.
When do we expect that document, the details of it, to come out?
We are gathering the data so that we mention names.
Okay.
And when it is appropriate, we'll hold a press conference and we'll reveal it and we'll give details as to the activities they do to be able to continue engaging in illegal money. I believe that this arrest, tomorrow night, these people will be released because a call will come from the Flagstaff House that they should be released and nothing will be heard about it. It's terrible.
One of the things
you go out claiming that you are fighting illegal mining, under the cover, you are encouraging your people to go and do illegal mining.
Very quickly, will the committee look into this at all?
Yeah, I'm not I will raise it before the ranking, before the chairman. And as ranking, if the chairman is supposed to convene a meeting, I cannot convene a meeting. But I have the responsibility to let Ghanaians know the state of affairs and how government appointees and party faithful are engaged in illegal mining. While the president go around saying they will not be, he will fight against it, he's indirectly or directly, not even directly, because if they call at the Flagstaff House, that means he's aware of it.
I'm grateful that you joined us, and we'll wait for that list to come out. So listen to Newsstand here on Joy 99.7 FM. One return from the short break. Victim of Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election shooting incident, Ishao Yaro has denied claims they were harboring arms at the residence of the NDC parliamentary candidate. Details of that, and I'll bring you the latest from the world of business.
Information. superior services, your success of assured. Trusted, innovative financial services, providing affiliation supports and solutions. Customer-oriented superior services, your success of assured. 10 good years of loyalty, service with integrity, protective of our guardian brand. 10 years of success, 10 years of loyalty, your success our passion. Oh yeah, your success our passion.
Your success, our passion.
Hello, I say, how did now? Vodafone normal 10 megabyte free data. It will call Smart Rubiadron. Share.
Hello, have you heard that Vodafone is giving 10 megabyte free data for every minute you talk? You just dial 50-50.
Yeah, hello. Aha! Right now, we the Vodafone people just they call plenty. Sake of us, you talk 1 minute, you go get 10 megabytes. You talk 2 minutes, you go get 20 megabytes. 3 minutes.
Call Vodafone or any network and get 10 megabytes of free data every minute you talk. It's simple. Talk to browse. The more you talk, the more data you get. Dial 50-50 to subscribe. Talk more, browse more. Terms and conditions apply.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Nationwide Medical Insurance, the leader in private health insurance, has deployed superior technology to make your healthcare experience more convenient and exciting. With the Nationwide mobile app, you can order your prescription drugs and we will deliver to your doorsteps. With over 600 dependable healthcare service providers, you're just a step away locating your service provider of choice and accessing hospital claim information in real time. Our corporate clients are guaranteed timely corporate utilization reports. We provide on-site clinics to give employees access to healthcare in the comfort of their offices. Enjoy these amazing benefits and so much more by signing on to Nationwide Medical Insurance today. Call us on toll-free number 0800-222222 or visit our website www.nationwidemh.com. Nationwide Medical Insurance. Join the healthcare family.
You're welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now, a victim of the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election shooting incident, Ishao Yaro, has denied claims they were harboring arms at the residence of the NDC parliamentary candidate, Delak Kwesi Brimpong. Yaro and 6 others were shot when suspected national security agents stormed the residence. The National Security Ministry claims the move was in response to intelligence that they were harboring arms. Yaro says that's not true. There's more in this report.
37-year-old Ishahu Yaro's right leg is wrapped in huge white bandage. A straight, shiny metal has been fixed beside the leg to keep it straight because the close-range shot scattered the bone in the leg.
I'm screaming because the leg is paining me. Blood is coming before they put me inside the pickup. See, during that time, I'm screaming because the leg was like this. Broke.
So it affected the bone?
Yes.
It affected the very bone?
Yeah. The bone broke.
The leg has been placed on 2 supporting pillows to keep it up. Blood and watery discharge from the leg have soaked the pillow and changed its white color to red. When he was brought in, doctors warned him one of the options to keep him alive would be to amputate his leg.
The leg has broke, so my leg is doing that.
He's already undergone 2 separate surgeries to help recover the leg.
The theater, since they brought me, I went to theater. And I think twice.
He's expected to undergo a 3rd today.
And they say I think tomorrow or today we'll go to theater. I think that's what the doctor said.
Yaro was shot along with 6 others by suspected national security agents during the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election.
We had as far as before we saw them coming. They were khaki and black and some masks. They just asked us to leave. Then we said, why should I leave? Before we see they start giving money shoots up to scare us. It's just that before we saw they start shooting straight, direct, direct.
The National Security Minister, Brian Champon, has admitted he sent the men after what he called undesirable circumstances. Yaro was in the house of the NDC parliamentary candidate when the security operatives moved in.
No. We don't have any arms. We don't have any arms. If you have arms, they cannot fight us because we are many more than them. We don't have any arms.
Yaro is married with 3 children. He's a footballer.
I went to India before to go and play as a professional. I just get some injury before I just
Before
came
you
back.
can put limits on your career. His family dreads the loss of a fully fit, active and supportive father, all because of politics. For Joy News, Joseph Opoku Gakpo, 37 Military Hospital.
Now, minority MPs, meanwhile, say they are reviewing their 7-day ultimatum to the police demanding immediate arrest of persons involved in the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election violence. Now, this follows government's decision to establish a commission to look into the matter. Minority MPs on Tuesday marched from Parliament House to the police headquarters demanding action. They served notice that they will soon roll out series of actions to pressure the police to act, including marching back to the headquarters. But minority spokesperson on legal affairs, Inusa Fuseni, says they would relook at the decision.
Well, that will mean a review of the actions, clearly. I mean, we had said that we will not dignify the presence of the newly elected member of parliament with our presence. I mean, the police will be expected to be carrying on their own investigation, a parallel investigation, if you want, with what is being done or what will be done by the Commission of Inquiry. But I don't think that the police will do an arrest, because if the police does an arrest, it will compromise the outcome of the Commission of Inquiry report. And so I just think that everything is going to abate in the outcome of the Commission of Inquiry report. And so for us, that will also require that we look at our actions and see whether to take steps intended to cooperate with the Commission of Inquiry, not to prejudice, false, or in any way put pressure on them to come out with their report and do their work in a serene environment to unravel the facts that led to the violence that we saw in the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency.
My final question, so what's your expectation? Should this be a public inquiry?
It's a public inquiry. Okay. First of all, it's not a secret inquiry, it's a public inquiry. And if we have evidence to support, to assist them in their investigations, when they begin sitting, just walk there. I mean, you might be scheduled or programmed to appear before them. It's public. And then I say that never mind the political idiosyncrasies or the persons who have been appointed. They are persons who have achieved in life. I mean, they have lived fulfilled lives. And so they have their own personal reputations to protect. Okay? And so I hear people say that one or two of them or all of them have sympathies with the ruling government. For me, having sat before Mensa Bonso, who we used to call Mensa B, and then having watched Emily Short from afar, having interacted with PK Achampong when he was IGP during the time of Kufuor, and especially at the time of the murder of the late Yana, I have no doubt in my mind that they value their personal integrity and reputations above political considerations, and that they will produce it. They'll do a good job.
So that's Inusa Fuseni, the minority spokesperson on legal affairs. The minority deputy chief whip, minority chief whip rather, Muntaka Mubarak, also is urging the police not to pull brakes on its own investigations into the matter.
Yes, the Commission of Inquiry, fine. The president has the prerogative to do that. But I believe that there are a lot the president can do even before the setting up that, because the video footings are there, the individuals that he appointed, and we heard some of them speak. Those actions are actions that he could take. It is my prayer and hope that this Commission of Inquiry is not going to end up like others, where a High Court judge made a ruling that says that the Commission of Inquiry has the same powers of the High Court, so you cannot use the pieces of the information there for prosecution. I hope it is not intended to cover up people so that they cannot face future prosecution. It is my hope that the president can still do more, even as the commission is going on, because those officers, the videos are there, those officers that we all believe did not act well, are officers that he has control over, and we expect him to act.
So you expect, for example, the police investigations to continue, the president should possibly take action?
Well, the president himself did not say that the police investigation that he has authorized is supposed to cease. Okay. It is our hope, but like I told you, we are going to a meeting and we'll be able to. Do you suspect
possibly a cover-up, even in the decision to establish the commission, so that then people would eventually be left off?
My worry is that when I look at the individuals that are put up, I believe that they are persons of high integrity. As to what they will do and will not do, I will not want to be talking about that because they've been asked to carry out a tax. Let's see how they carry out those tax. When they are done, the results of their work will tell what we can say about what they've done or not. But I would just say that I strongly believe that the IGP, the president, has something to do because the footage are there. Officers who acted irresponsibly, you can see clearly. Others, you have their voice. I expect the president to do something, even as this commission of inquiry is going on.
That's Muntaka Mubarak, is a minority chief whip there, and there's some small controversy surrounding donations that have been made to the victims of last week's violence at the Yawaso by-election. Yesterday, we know the new MP, Madama Hassan, Lydia Hassan, had gone there and made a donation of 5,000 cedis. The party has shown a receipt of that to the hospital officials. But we know that before that, John Mahama had been there as well, and understand that he also substantially made contributions towards the healthcare of these individuals who have been injured. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa has also made contributions in excess of thousands of cedis, and others who have also been there, the likes of Joy John Rawlings, made same donations to cater for them, and so both sides really are contributing towards your welfare as far as the guys who have been injured is concerned. So listen to News 9 here on Joy 99.7 FM. When we return, we'll tell you the latest on the Nyantakyi interview this morning, and he's broken his silence for the first time, detailing circumstances leading to his acceptance of monies from the Tiger Eye PI team in Dubai, describing the operations as similar to ISIS and that they are criminal organization. Details of that after business. Hello, George.
Hi, Evans. And coming up in business, the Securities and Exchange Commission to complete cleanup of the capital and investment space by the end of this year, and rebranding of Barclays Bank Ghana to Absa to be completed by early next year. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all your office essentials. And First National Bank, we are the bank that understands your business. First National Bank, how can we help you? Let's now settle for the details. And the Securities and Exchange Commission says it hopes to complete the cleanup of the investment and capital market space by the end of next year. By the end of this year, the capital market regulator in 2018 began the process of ensuring that players increase their capital, improve corporate governance structures. The cleanup would also help deal with questionable investment schemes to protect the public. Paul Abebiu is Deputy Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission.
From the banking side, there's been some contagion. So some of the issues we have is because some firms had placed in some of the troubled entities. And so we are working closely with some of the affected counterparties in the consolidated bank as well to ensure that the additional amount of liquidity that's needed to settle some of these obligations reduces the knock-on effects of some of these issues. While the banking sector is largely done, the savings and loan sector also needs a bit of cleanup. Microfinance also is there. We all acknowledge the interrelatedness of the financial sector, and hence the stronger level of collaboration, and we're pushing through. We actually received tremendous levels of support from the industry. The technical people understand why we need to do what we are doing.
Deputy Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Paul Abebiu. Barclays Bank Ghana's rebranding to Absa should be completed by early next year. Now, that's according to Deputy Chief Executive of Absa, Peter Matlari. Barclays Africa last year began the process to rebrand to Absa after Barclays UK decided to get out of the African market. Deputy Chief Executive of Absa, Peter Matlari, has been speaking to Joy Business on what is in for customers in Ghana.
The team at Barclays Bank Ghana that's led by Abena will be able to tell you that this is a very important time for us, and they're excited about it.
Matt, how do we also let your clients, listen, it's rebranding, but the top-notch officers and quality of service is still the same?
So I'm worried if we are not doing that sufficiently yet, and so I'll take the note from you. What we've tried to make sure is to demonstrate that all of the key strong individuals who keep running that business so well are all in place. We have a fantastic chairman in Charles Coffey. So I guess what you're telling me is that we're not communicating to you sufficiently. and therefore we're going to have to up our game in doing so. I thought we were. I've always believed that we are.
Are we going to see the rebranding being to again consolidate your position here, even in Ghana, ABSA as the bank to go when you talk about banking?
Absolutely. I'd like to think that Barclays Bank Ghana, as I know it, and its performance is already one of the banks to go to in Ghana, but we're going to take that to an even higher level, George. I'd love to have this conversation with you in about a year's time and for you to say to me, you know what, Peter, you are absolutely right. My experience of the bank is even better than it's ever been before.
And that's the Deputy Chief Executive of ABSA Africa, Peter Matlari. Now, businesses are being asked to start expanding their operations to Ethiopia and other parts of Africa to help them enjoy the full benefit of the Continental Free Trade Agreement. Now, this comes on the back of the decision of the Ethiopian government to host this year's International Trade and Finance Conference, which seeks to assemble top businesses and policymakers in the region. Chief Executive of Rescue Shipping and Investment Organizers of the conference, Selassie Kofi Akon, is explaining the rationale of this to Joy Business.
An entrepreneur or a business person doing business in Ghana and you are hitting profitability. You are doing business with a population of 30 million, that's estimated. The citizenry, that's the population of Ghana. Ethiopia is 105 million. And so if a population of 30 million is giving you profit and you are excited about it, why wouldn't you want to enter into a zone of 105 million and triple your profit margin? So it's an opportunity for Ghanaian businesses and businessmen to extend their trade to Ethiopia. That's not all. We all know that the IMF's rating projections for Ethiopia's growth this year is estimated at 8.7%.
Selassie Kofi Akon is Chief Executive of Rescue Shipping and Investment. German's ambassador to Ghana, Christoph Retzlaff, says he sees significant increase in trade between the two countries in the coming years. Speaking to Joy Business at the media launch of the third German and Africa Business Summit to be held here in Accra, Mr. Retzlaff says more Ghanaian businesses have shown interest in investing in Ghana's fast-growing economy.
Ghana has, under G20 presidency by Germany, entered a Compact with Africa program of the G20. We see a lot of potential in Ghana, and you will remember that the IMF in its forecasts has just said that 6 out of the 10 fastest growing economies in the world are in Africa, and Ghana is one of them. What we are doing right now is we want to attract more German companies, also the big German companies, as well as the small and medium-sized companies, to look into Ghana and to see more of the challenges and the opportunities here in Ghana. You will remember that we have some major projects on track, like the Volkswagen car assembly that will start very soon here in Ghana, and I think we are on the right track here.
A 3-day German-Africa Business Summit is meant to create jobs in African countries and transfer technology to the continent. Currently, Ghana benefits from Germany's export to Africa. It's about a volume of around $40 billion. And that's all for Business on Newsnight. Emifa.
George, thank you very much for the latest from the world of business. Now, it's been 8 months since he was named in the explosive documentary by ace investigative journalist Anas Aremeyaw Anas on corruption in the football sector. Today, the former GFA boss, Kwesi Nyantakyi, has been speaking for the first time on revelations in the number 12 piece. Speaking on Accra Base Oman FM, Mr. Nyantakyi detailed circumstances leading to his acceptance of money in Dubai. But first, let's take a listen to lawyer for the Tiger IPI team, Kisie Jabeng, when he spoke on the same subject with my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo last year.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. One, did Mr. Anas approach him? He doesn't say so. You're saying a third party approached you. Can you kindly reveal the identity of that third party? Or that third party is a ghost or remains a ghost?
Is it possible that may really have happened even on the blind side of Anas's team?
But if it's possible that it happened on the blind side of Anas's team, why drag him in when he hasn't sent anybody there? He hasn't demanded money from anybody. He is challenging Mr. Nyantakyi. That is what he tells me to tell the world.
So you heard Kisie Jabeng, a lawyer for Tiger IPI team, speaking to my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo somewhere last year. But Mr. Nyantakyi insists, he's been speaking today for the very first time since this documentary was aired, and he insists he was given 40,000 Ghana cedis by the Tiger IPI team.
Business. Yeah.
Question, Antechi. Were you actually asked for some amount of money from Anas or the Tiger PI for them to drop your videos?
Oh yes, I said it in my first statement.
How much?
They asked a lawyer who teaches in Legon. He knows him, he's his friend. He contacted me and asked me to pay $150,000, and I said I didn't have the money, and that's why all this hullabaloo came about.
$150,000.
US dollars.
Wow.
They were even demanding $400,000 US dollars because project now or farming a sponsored project and Crawford or more GFA or Mompemeno. They paid $400,000 for us to do that.
Wow.
Now, Sika or the Mami or Dubai, no. That money, he claims is $65,000. It has to be proven because I received $40,000, which was in $50 notes. 8 of that. Share video now, you can count it. Or no, or cut 65. All my denominations, they be a $1 note, they be a $2 note, they be a $5 note. Are on track.
Question, Antechi. Let's narrow this interview to why we are here right now. So let's say you being a victim of Anas and his group's style of work, you saw the late Ahmed with your eye, with your naked eyes.
I met him several times.
Covered or uncovered?
He even came to my house once.
When you met him, was he disguised or he was not covered?
You saw the way he dressed on the screen?
Yes.
Without a Muslim attire, the jalabia.
Yes.
Throughout my encounters with him, that is how he dressed every day. He wore different colors of the same design. So he came some days in blue, and some days in white, and in other colors. And when he comes, he's so jittery. In the moment he receives a call, when he's with you, within 1 hour, no, it doesn't take 1 hour. Maximum be at 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
He needs to get
out.
You
receive about 10 to 20.
So that's the former GFA boss, Kwesi Nyantakyi. After all these months, he's been speaking for the very first time. But as the family prepared to bury the slain journalist Ahmed Swale, Director General of the Ghana Police Service, ACP David Eklu, says 6 persons have been arrested in connection with his death so far.
On any information that would aid in arresting the suspects. Eyewitnesses have been interviewed, and as I speak now, 6 suspects have been arrested, questioned, and are currently on bail. In addition to that, 3 other persons that we believe may have information relating to that murder have been questioned and have been given statement forms to give that statement to the police. They include the MP for Asin Central, Honorable Kennedy Ajapon, Mr. Kwesi Nyantakyi, and Anas Aremeya Anas. They have all been given statement forms to give statements and return them to the police. So we are working around the clock to get those criminals face the full rigors of the law.
So that's ACP David Eklu. He's the Director General of Public Affairs, the Ghana Police.
And we know that tomorrow there'll be a memorial service that to be held at the Ghana International Press Center in memory of the late Ahmed Hussein Swale. We know the investigatory journalist was killed by gunmen on Wednesday, January 16th. And we know that the service will be held from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday. That's tomorrow, February 8th, 2018 at the International Press Center. So that's the latest on that. Let's do some sports now. And Hans Mensah is here with the very latest. Hello, Hans.
Yeah. It's been an interesting day. It's been all about Mr. Kwesi Nyantakyi and, people masterminding his downfall with $400,000. Also likening Tiger IPI to a terrorist organization, ISIS to be specific. Very, very interesting there. And I'm sure in the coming months he's going to be speaking a bit more so that we get further insight as regards his side of the story. But let's check out, there are some players you simply cannot replace. Manchester, your club, for instance, have not been able to replace Paul Scholes. Have you?
No, we haven't replaced Paul Scholes. In fact, we still haven't replaced Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
Also. But Barcelona, they are preparing for life without Lionel Messi. And the club president, Josep Maria Bartomeu, says the club's transfer activity is an indication they are preparing for life after Lionel Messi. Barca last month confirmed the £65 million signing of 21-year-old midfielder Frankie de Jong from Ajax. Messi, who is 31, has scored 581 goals in 664 games for Barcelona. He still has another 2 years left on his current contract, and Bartomeu said that Messi's retirement was, quote, a while away yet. However, the 25-time La Liga champions are looking at signing players to take the club into a new era to ensure their continued success.
And they should learn something from Real Madrid. They're struggling to replace Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo.
There are players you simply can't replace.
You can replace.
It is that simple.
And Real Madrid has found out that it's very, very difficult, almost impossible. They thought Bale will do it. We know he's not up to scratch. Barcelona is trying same, and their names being thrown around, including Marcus Rashford. I saw a story today, a former Barcelona player himself, I think is Rijkaard.
Frank Rijkaard. Patrick Kluivert. Yeah.
Suggesting that they should go and buy Marcus Rashford to replace, Messi. But this is good news for all of us who support other teams, because Manchester United, the Champions League teams. Yeah, of course.
You want Messi out already.
When Messi is not there, you know that you stand a good chance of beating Barcelona.
That's your sports.
Thank you very much, Hans Mensah Ando, and of course Evans Mensah, for bringing us sports at this point. And then, now, 2 men are in the custody of the Sotuam police for allegedly beating their houseboy to death. An eyewitness says he saw the 27-year-old man handcuffed to a pillar in a house as he was pounded many times with a pestle for allegedly stealing from his employers. Maxwell Akbaba has more in the following report.
Friends of the deceased gather outside the Sotuam police station as they struggle to come to terms with the fact that they will never see their friend again. One of them says he saw the deceased handcuffed to a pillar and then pounded many times with a pestle by his employer and his friend.
When we got to the house, we heard screams from the place, so we tried to see what was going on there. So we asked people around, and they were like, it's our friend Smiler, they are beating over there. So when we go inside, and then we saw the state of Smiler, the man who was beating him stopped beating him. And then we asked what he has done, because he was handcuffed to a pillar in the house, and then they were using fufu steak about this feet, and then some brick stones. When he tried speaking, he was doing like he has something going on inside him.
Another eyewitness who lives very close to the house where the incident happened says he heard some warning shots from the compound of the suspects, followed by loud screams as they tortured him to admit to stealing. His side of the story was confirmed by other residents.
They used weapons like stick and some iron rods, pieces of iron rods, to hit the boy at back till the guy died. So when they noticed that the guy is going down unconsciously, they took the guy to Deseret Hospital. The guy did not survive. They used handcuff the guy through pillar. So they fold the guy back beside the pillar. So they hit the guy at back. I heard a gunshot. There's a warning shot in the morning. But that everybody should not get closer to where the thing is going on.
A brother of the 2 people accused of killing the 27-year-old man says the deceased is a thief, stressing he was killed by a mob.
So while he was running, we tried chasing him. And as you know, within these slums, you have people chasing him too. So people started chasing him, shouting, "Hey, July, July." Before we know, they had caught him, started beating him.
Investigators are here at the residence of one of the suspects, speaking very vital information connected to this case. We've been speaking to the Sotuam police commander, who says that the suspects will be arraigned. He also tells us that the suspects claim that the deceased was actually assaulted by a mob.
They are alleging that they were having series of thefts, this missing, that missing, here and there. So they suspected him. So yesterday, they queried him, and then he admitted on a mobile phone. So they took him to where he sold it. They wanted to retrieve the mobile phone plus all other items that got missing in the house. Now, they said when they were going, they got to a point, the guy slipped from their hand and ran away. So they chased him into a house. They searched for him, they couldn't find him, so they were going, they decided to go back. And there they saw the guy coming from a bathroom or a washroom there, and then just pop into them.
That's a rather disturbing situation. The Maxwell Agbagba with that report. We'll get more of that in our subsequent.
Yeah, I know you're looking forward to the story because you are an Apple fanatic. After 2 years of their release, Apple's AirPods. What is that?
It's a cordless earpiece.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay, that thing. They've suddenly resurfaced. They went out of fashion.
No,
because
never went out of fashion.
Well, the earphones solve the problems of tangled wires, and I guess you do have one.
No, it's expensive.
No, well,
that was for me.
Well, so apart from helping you enjoy your favorite music, what else can you apply your AirPods to do? Because you're back now, and Apple is producing them in your numbers. Selena Mampo has more in the following report.
They can intelligently connect to your devices while delivering incredible sound for up to 5 hours on a single charge. With a Bluetooth connection strong within 45 to 50 feet, the AirPods can sense when they're in your ear and automatically stop playing when removed.
Now, the moment I put these in my ear, it automatically connects to the phone. And in this case in which you keep them, it charges it. So if you're using it, it has to charge because it's wireless. So as I'm using it, listening to my music, answering my phone calls, I'm running the battery down. When the battery runs out, I just open it, pop them inside, and it will charge.
Apple's AirPods do in fact have a neat set of hidden features many people don't know about, including helping monitor your baby in the cot through live listening.
They are easy to use. You don't have to pair them every single time. The moment you put it in your ear, it connects to your phone. When you want to skip your music, you just tap. When you want to go to the previous one, you tap on the left, depending on how you've configured it. Now, you can actually even use it to control Siri on your iPhone. So let's say I want to talk to Siri. I say, hey Siri, what's the weather like today? And Siri hears me. As soon as you open the AirPod case, it shows up on your iPhone and shows your battery life of the case and the battery life of the AirPods. Now, there's a very, very awesome feature that I like about the AirPod. It's called live listening. Now, what this does is that you can leave your phone in any room, take your AirPods out, and automatically you can be hearing what is going on where your phone is.
While the experience may be targeted to iOS users, Android users are definitely not left out in the dark. Many people consider the AirPods the best Android accessory available right now.
That's your Tech Thursday. Selena Mampo's report read to you.
And the countdown is so long. I'm still preparing for that Valentine's Day out with Kojo Antwi. But what really makes the man tick? Well, we have views from the streets of Accra.
Kojo Antwi is a legend, and also I like his songs. Every song it makes us reasons and a lot of ideas. So I like his songs because of the way he sings. It always have emotions to people. Kojo Antwi's songs are better than those people because he's one of the best in this West Africa. So I like him. Those Shatta and Stone Boys are trying their best, but to me, I'll take Kojo Antwi. Udo for pa unu nebe, udo for ba unu nebe, odayewe unu nebo, oh unu nebe.
I see Kojo Antwi as a very influential and
some views there about the music man Kojo Antwi. Now, we're celebrating love marriages this Valentine's Day.
Oh, my
or
goodness.
this Valentine's season. How many years have you been married?
7 years.
7?
Yeah.
Wow, you've done well. But guess what?
Why?
Oh, you've done well.
I intend to go
Not too many people
till death do us part.
Yes.
So 7 years
so you
is
should be
nothing compared to
celebrated.
how long I'm going to live on earth.
That's why I love you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know you do.
You're a good man.
Yeah.
So, 7 years, but you have a long way to go because guess what?
There's somebody else coming up there.
Ankra
Yeah.
And his wife, Rita Kranchi Ankra, they've been married for 33 years.
Oh, that's just 3 years shy of my entire life on earth.
And guess what?
Yeah.
She's on Personality Profile.
Oh my goodness.
With Lexis Bill. I just can't wait. And she's a woman
I want to learn
so much in ministry.
Learn a few tricks.
Yeah, you
I
ought to
guess.
listen.
I mean, what it takes to sustain a marriage for 33 years.
Because it's not easy to be a pastor's wife. That's very, very important.
Yeah.
So she's going to give us all the tricks. Please stay and listen to Reverend Rita Crunchy Ankra on Personality Profile with Lexis Bill. I am Emefa Apau, and Evans Mensah has been here with me as well. So you may want to log on to myjoyonline.com for more news. Have a good evening and stay for Personality Profile.